On today's episode of WatchJRGo, we are back in the shop with Eric's free MR2, and today we're gonna try to fix the very last problem. The crank pulley decided it wanted a divorce, and now it's two completely separate pieces. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, we are back with the 1992, right? One MR2, and today we're back with a bunch of fresh parts from Toyota. Well, now they're trash. Just go ahead and eat that one. We have the secret relay for the cooling fans here. This is the 9098703000183, and we also have the what is it? 12261740020. If you needed to know what the very special round coolant fan relay is, cooling fan relay, that's what it is. And if you need the PCV hose, which is probably rotten on all of them, Eric's gonna swap that out right now. That's the part number for that. So we only ended up spending $50 at the Toyota dealer to get all these parts brand new, and that's gonna fix that nightmare of a problem. You should be able to just pull, I think. This one was just held together by the sticker. So now the fan should kick on after we get this swapped out here in a second. And let's do a little comparison here. Ooh, you can't even move it.
It was fine.
Yeah, totally fine. You could just run it.
I mean,
it was running.
The original one, I'm sure.
But hey, it's gonna stop leaking now. Look at all the oil that would come out of it there. All right, new spark plug wires, new valve cover gasket, new spark plugs, cleaned up valve cover. We have everything going on this car.
Does that make you happy?
It does. That's actually much nicer. And pop the hood for me so I can toss this relay in. So both of these parts were only $50 brand new, not insane. And obviously it's kind of a thing where you want original parts. So, if I can get the hood open here, feels like, that was it. Pull this cover off the relay box right there. Fan number 1 is the one we're replacing today. You can see it's silver on top. This relay does not really like to come out. You have to wiggle and pull. Work on it, work on it, work on it, and eventually she comes out. As you guys noticed, it would only work when we like shorted across it by pulling it halfway out before. Boom. Close her up. You think I can Kobe this through the obstacle course? Oh, I was off by a half an inch. And of course, we're gonna do an oil change today. We're upgrading to the detergent oil here because we do want to clean out this engine really well. So we'll probably do one oil change on Royal Purple. Wicks filter, 51, 394. We just ran to O'Reilly's, picked up all that. And then we picked up, well, Eric picked up the one thing we couldn't get at O'Reilly's or anywhere else, to be honest. The crank pulley. Here it is. The new billet. I know the internet's divided on this, but pretty much everyone is switching to this pulley because if you can get an OEM one, wasn't it 500?
Yeah, or you're spending 300 on a used one on eBay.
Yeah. So this is the NST billet, same size as the turbo one. So when you look at this, it's very different from the stock one here. It has two pulleys on the balancer, right? One of them is this size and the air conditioning one is the much larger size. So that pulley fits entirely inside what's left of the old crank pulley there, or the AC drive section of it. So it is a dual belt balancer. And a lot of people say don't run the solid one because it puts a bunch of stress on the crank. But this thing makes like 80 horsepower on its best day. So it's not really gonna put a bunch of stress on the crank.
Well, it's supposed to relieve the stress of everything else because it's underdriven.
So the only real problem with this, other than getting it off and changed out, is we're going to have to change to the turbo belt because on the turbo, they're both the same size.
Yes, yeah.
So we'll go to the turbo MR2 AC belt and we'll be ready to rock.
If I'm not wrong, it's like only 1 inch. It's
different.
1 inch different belt. That's it.
Checks out.
Yeah.
What you're supposed to do is drop the engine a hair by releasing the engine mount over here, and that should give you enough room to get this thing off. But before we start, let's just go ahead and lift this thing up, pull this wheel off, see what we're working with here. We already went and found the wheel lock. and then we'll see what it's going to take to get the old crank pulley pulled.
If I just go like...
Yeah,
Nobody did
it works
it.
every time.
Nobody did it.
So somebody should run in here and do it for us.
Yeah.
Ooh, is it a 21? Oh yeah, Toyota's running those big lug nuts. Hey, we found my relay. Redemption arc. I quit. Half court. Boom. The Harley say, all you can say is I had to lay her down, Haas.
Dang it.
Why are those lug nuts gigantic?
They're gigantic.
Whoo!
It's ready for 1,000 horsepower on the way.
Yeah, that's right. It's ready for 1/10 of 1,000 horsepower. Oh yeah, we need to go buy lug nuts so we can throw those locks away.
Yeah.
Where they belong. Trash can. Go for it. Hey, it wasn't that bad. Not bad at all. Well, look at that. Everybody said this was impossible to get to, but once we pull this shield right here, the crank pulley's right there. All the rubber's still on it. It's pretty funny. It's very, it's actually still pretty cushy. All right, so we need, it looks like just a 10. This whole under tray's got to come off, and then we should be pretty close. Where's the oil leak coming from?
I mean,
You know, it seems like it was the back of the engine, like the valve cover, because the pan's not really the leak. Sure is wet under here, man. It is.
let me go. Well, it could have been late. I mean, it could have been a bunch of residuals, and it's also been sitting here, so we'll just have to run it and see what it does.
Yeah, we need to gunk this thing hardcore, brush down the whole engine bay, and then we can figure out, oh, there's a bunch of the leak.
Yeah,
Oh,
I see that.
it is the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we need to reseal the pan.
Isn't that a huge deal?
I'm gonna guess the pan's RTV.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. You don't need to pull the exhaust. You can probably wiggle this off.
Yeah. Well, my assumption is that they probably got jostled around, you know, being
Probably.
pulled out, and then that makes sense.
It is a recent engine swap. And it's got a zip tie on it too. We gotta
Heck yeah.
get an 8, get some wire cutters. Oh, wire cutters, look at that.
Hold on. Thumb
Man with a plan. Boom.
and an 8.
And then we also need some really long extensions, unless you can wiggle that thing up in there.
Let me see.
There's one right here, hiding up inside.
And here.
No?
Oh, you don't want this one off.
No, I just want this one.
That's right.
Apparently half the job was getting this underbody tray out.
Yeah. That's wild.
What? Yeah, that's, you know,
Bro.
the shade tree guys got after it.
Well, that one broke off in there.
Oh, I see.
Broke off in there.
There's a crank pulley.
About a 21 a later.
We also need to,
I mean, if we drop it
Find
down
the-
a few inches, then we're good.
how do we even pull the belt off of the alternator? It looks like the alternator bracket's gonna move a bit.
You
So
just cut
let's-
that belt off and put a new one on.
We could cut the belt off, but let's just drop it down and figure it out. All right, guys, we're gonna see if we can rip this pulley right off of here. It looks like they put a nice notch in the frame, in the unibody here, for the extension. So it looks like this is gonna go right in here, and it should come right apart. Let's see, we're on 3. Make sure we're turned all the way up. Wow! You'd think 1,600 foot-pounds would rip this thing apart. Huh. Well, it's the extension, I guess. I'm losing a lot, but let's.
You're losing a lot.
We're also on battery too. So let's grab a bigger, a fresh battery and see if that gets us there.
Did you buy that Milwaukee toilet though?
Yeah, I did buy the Milwaukee toilet.
Yeah, the dual toilet looks way better.
Well, the Milwaukee toilet had heated seats.
Well.
I don't know if that's accurate because it's just a rendering.
Yeah, none of it was real, but everybody wants it now.
Oh,
so-
there we go. This one has blue LEDs, which is obviously better too.
Yeah.
Let's see if this will just rip it apart. We might have to counter hold the flywheel. Oh man. Let's also try, if we can, I'm gonna try a shorter 1/2-inch extension.
Yeah,
Actually, let's see if we could do it with a deep, I don't think we can do it with a deep socket. This one's not a swivel, so maybe more contact area buys us what we need.
Maybe.
But yeah, this is not an easy win. Everybody on the MR2 forum said this was impossible, and I didn't believe them. All these guys were working 10 years ago before we had good tools.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
It looked like it maybe was starting. Try to one more.
I don't think it was. It was. I
Can you
think
fit the shorter one on there? Will that get through?
I think what we need to do here is where's the flywheel access hole? We need to shove this bad boy in there, stop the flywheel from turning, and then beat on it. If we get rid of the extension, it comes right off. There's no doubt.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if we can try one shorter extension because there is one size down.
This one?
Yep.
It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
The shortest extension. I don't know if this thing will even fit. It won't. But we can fit a deep socket. I'm gonna get my 19 because it's heavier. We need the Honda crank bolt remover.
Right.
Yeah. You know when you're doing those Honda crank bolts, they have the flywheel sockets that have a whole bunch of extra mass. That's probably what this actually needs. So I'm hoping this socket that's quite a bit heavier maybe buys us what we need.
That's what they're gonna. That's what I mean. They say chrome will get you home, but we just proved that it won't.
Yeah, well, it only works on a Harley or something. I don't know what the specs are.
Well, you gotta say back up. I have no. There's almost no chrome on the new Harley.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, here's what we're dealing with. We got to get that guy off of there. It's keyed. I've also heard we have to clearance the timing cover here with that new pulley. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yeah, this is gonna be, it's gonna be fun. But people have said you can just walk this pulley off. Some people have said it's impossible to get off, and other people said just walk it off with 2 pry bars, it comes right out. So I think my plot here is I'm gonna take the torch, smoke the inside of this thing. We'll get 2 pry bars on it, and we'll just go as hard as we can with heat, and hopefully it just falls off. Oh, there's actually drive out pins too. We could do that.
Push it out.
Yeah, if you put 2 long bolts in there, you can drive this thing.
Yeah. It needs to be down though. They're kind of the
Yeah, you're kind of right.
tough angle right now.
Yeah. Guys, we did it. Eric and I have been working on this. If we had to put a total on it right now, 30 minutes.
17 minutes.
No, there's no way it was 17 minutes. But
Guy can't tell time.
it took 17 minutes just to do the belt on the alternator. The crank pulley came right off, no problem at all. We used the old blue wrench and we really didn't use much of it. I was like, Eric, get on one side, I'll get on the other side. So he was prying right here, I was prying right here. We tried to get right in the middle, and then I threw the heat on it and just went around the inside of it as fast as I could, and it popped off, and then in like 4 different pries, we were able to walk this thing off. So, it's off, but it's not really off. First of all, we can't touch it, but also, I think it is trapped. I think that everybody that said you have to lower the engine is correct, because yeah, it's right at the end here, of course.
Yeah, they even put that notch in the frame, didn't they?
And it does have a frame notch, but there's no chance that's coming out. It's literally like, it's touching right here.
Yeah,
So,
well, you have an 1/8 of an inch.
yeah, we just need to come down a hair. And I don't know which, I think the top motor mount's the one they say to pull,
Yeah.
and then it will drop just enough.
Yeah, it doesn't need much.
Some people said they pulled this motor mount too. Wow.
It ain't gonna hurt anything.
Which I'm surprised that motor mount's in great shape. But if we can just get the top one, we've got this.
Good.
Then it just needs one little wiggle.
Yeah, it's on the edge.
This is it's a job, I'll tell you that. If you don't have 2 people in giant pry bars, you're gonna have to, well, we even tried, we got an M8 150 bolt and tried to use the factory drive holes, but for some reason, our bolt here works perfectly in the freshly machined non-stop tuning one, all the way through, and then I can only get about 3 threads in on the other one. So I think this one's 1.5 thread pitch, and the other one is 1.25 for some reason. So we did try to press it off before we went through all this work, but that wasn't getting anywhere, so I figured torch, and we were in it for just minutes. So. All right, guys, Eric went ahead and pulled off this top bolt that we think is the only thing holding the engine up. So when he drops the jack here in a second, we're hoping, oh, there is something else going down here.
That's what I was looking at.
This side rod also connects. What a weird engine mount, man. That is the weirdest engine mount of all time. So that other like 13 has to come off too, I think.
Okay.
It's a 14, huh?
Yeah, it's in there.
All right, let's see if I can.
Yeah, here.
Oh! I'm hoping it drops down. Not a thing happened. Well guys, no matter how much you get, there's always another bolt on this here Toyota, but you can see those two bolts looking straight up inside there. Maybe there's two nuts right there. And those two nuts have to get dropped off so we can lower the engine a bit. So Eric is putting a little bit of support under the pan here. And once that's done, we'll break those two nuts and we should be home free on finally having the crank pulley off. At least it's keyed, so we don't have to do any work to figure out where it goes. All right, lower the engine. I assume maybe like a half turn ought to get us there. I don't know about that. Coming down, coming down, coming down. That's probably clear right
You're
there.
probably close.
Yeah.
We'll set her there.
Think it's still hot?
I would think you'd get in there.
Ooh, it's a little warm actually. Yeah. Let's put a pry bar on it. She's gonna come flying. Ooh. Maybe,
It's coming.
is it? That was it, huh? It was really starting to move. Let's see.
I just got my pressure on it. Keep going. Keep going.
Sorry.
You're wiggling it right off.
Yeah. And she's off. Watch out, it is warm. One crank pulley removed, the key even stayed behind. Let's clean that up real quick and see what it's gonna take to install the new one.
Hot potato. No.
Yeah, I was like, why are you holding it?
It's not hot. I'm
I
on the
felt it.
I'm on the rubber.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, new crank pulley. Try out our test fit here. Luckily, we ended up with the key right on top. And this thing goes right on, but it looks like it's hitting all the plastic back here. It is. It's rubbing on all that plastic. And I think that's because of this. Let's just see if we can get it back off. That's the hard part. It's all immediately biting into the everything here. Come on. Everything's hitting on like the arbor here. So I did hear that when you switch to this pulley, you have to clearance some stuff. I think what we should do is just take a hole saw and cut that whole section right there out, because the ridge is gonna hit, and then also all of this is gonna sit there and grind. So if we just remove that little section, I think we solve this entire pulley problem.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. It'll prevent future issues. Like, we don't want it peeling up a bunch of plastic and shoving it into the crank pulley.
Yeah.
And, like, it could really become an issue. So I'm gonna grab the hole saw kit. Luckily it's out here, and I think we have like the exact size to get right around that and just zip out a slightly bigger hole. Do you have a DeWalt kit for this, I assume?
Yeah, it actually works.
There he goes again, actually works. Okay, so that is the exact, look at that, it press fit on. So we're gonna put that right on there like that, and then zip off just a little bit.
Try not to go through the metal.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go through the metal, and I'm gonna use a no drill bit there in the center, because this thing's gonna self-center, so that's gonna be nice.
And I don't see a lot of experience in that box.
These get used non-stop, that's the best part.
I see like 2 of them that have been used, and the rest of them have never been used.
Look at all these.
That's just how they come from the water.
They got miles on them.
Yeah.
Brother.
I hear that when these get thrown away, they just paint them green and call them Ryobi.
You hear a lot of things. We'll run that back in just a hair. And have our custom built crank pulley clearancing system. That's what this is. The old crank pulley clearancer. And then what? Run it with the whole hog? I think I need to turn it.
That'll go through the engine.
Go straight through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Ah, real tools.
Get this out of here. It feels cheap from the get-go.
There's battery, bud.
Wait, it won't even fit. It's so big. I think we're gonna need an extension to pull this off. Okay, get rid of the camera, hold the drill. Well, that was the fastest fix of all time, just to make sure there's no trash in here. I like it. Let's toss on your new pulley.
See, you said it, quickest fix of all time. That's DeWalt tools for you.
Okay. There's a reason no car mechanics use them. Wow, that goes on nicely now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should never come on.
Yeah, well, just in case, let's actually
Yeah.
put a torque wrench on it. But but there might be one piece of paper behind that thing.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Oh yeah, it turns fine, and I don't hear any noise. I'm not against that.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's put a torque wrench on it, double check crank pulley torque there. No Loctite or anything. Didn't have any factory Loctite on it. And then we'll start putting in all these mount bolts again. And I think you have to change every belt. I just checked, and both of these, now that we got this pulley put back together, they're both quite a bit bigger than what we just put on there. So we might be changing both of those down a good amount.
Yeah, and I'll read again. I have the thing that tells me, so I'll double check.
That's how they're supposed to work, right?
Once upon a time.
Well, one goes one way, one goes the other way. That's how they work. From the factory, obviously.
Not anymore.
You got that reverse drive alternator. All right, guys, we got the engine mounts back in. Crank bolt torqued. It torques to 180 to 188 foot-pound is what they say there. So we got that tightened up. All of our mounts are back in here, and we loosened up all the pulleys so we can get the belts back on. And that's where we're at. We're at the belt section of this job here. So we're gonna take this one with us that we have measured out, and the other one doesn't fit at all. And we know this one needs to be a 1/2 inch longer. And then basically both of them are shorter, but we flipped them. So this is the alternator belt that now will fit the AC if it was a 1/2 inch longer, but doesn't even come close to the alternator. So, or is too long, I forget. Either way, the word on the street is if you just buy the belts for the turbo, everything works. So that's what we're gonna go try to do, and we're taking this as a reference. So that is the state of affairs. We're getting real close. Obviously it'll run again now, but we definitely want to just get everything hooked back up and be done with it. All right guys, we are here at O'Reilly's to grab our belts. We had to go to the hub because our store only had one of them, and these guys, it says they have both. Let's rock and roll. All right guys, we got both belts. Gating it up to keep it just as classy as the old setup too. And hopefully this actually fits. Yep. If it doesn't, we'll just run a string and glue it. And it works every time. All right, so 4.5 is AC and 0330 is the alternator there. I like how small that one's rolled up. Yep. Yeah, the longer one's AC. This definitely looks right. Make sure the logos face the same way and everything. I'm serious. You know I always do.
I don't even know you right now.
Pick a direction. Your alternator has to go first.
Oh, that's right.
It sits farther back. Ooh, I can't really help you. I was gonna reach in there, but there's no real access to the alternator. Well guys, do not believe the internet when they tell you that the turbo belts are gonna fit. You're gonna have to figure out the belts per your car, really. Now, what happened here is we tried, well, one of them was the belt we already had. Of course, we realized that we didn't even need to take this one out of the package. We had 040330, and this was the one we knew needed to go a 1/2 inch longer. But we went to O'Reilly's and bought the exact same belt. So we were like, yeah, let's try that. Wait a minute, same belt. And then the alternator was too long. So what we've decided is these just go and like the model numbers bump up by 0 and 5. So what we needed here was K040335, and that will fix, this will be the AC. And then we need to go down on this one, K040340, which is 34 and 9/16, and that will finish the alternator. So, unfortunately, we are dead in the water. These belts we can't get until 9:35 in the morning tomorrow, but we're very close. All we have to do is slap these belts on here, and the MR2 is back on the road. So we failed, but at the same time, I'll have this all put together tomorrow, and we'll take it out for a drive, and we'll actually go clean this thing up and see what it looks like. That's the plan. We're gonna put the seats back in it, and we're gonna detail the seats. So it's just a chance for us to keep working on the MR2 and get it truly ready to drive, because it's really nice so far. A lot better than it was after it sat outside for a year without moving, 3 years basically. It was kind of just abandoned. So it's coming back to life. We're close. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts just like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. Can't believe we got all the belts wrong. Impressive, honestly.
That's like where we were at that point was like, whatever.
Well, I mean, the forum said turbo belts fit.
Yeah.
Turns out they don't. Oh well, we're getting close. Then, I don't know, there's a long to-do list on this car.
2 belts, oil change,
Yep.
oil pan gasket, which is
Wow.
probably just silly.
I think just RTV.
Just
yeah.
RTV.
Honestly, you should probably sort her pan. That pan looked pretty rough.
It did look rough.
Yeah.
I'll look into that.
I bet that pan's relatively cheap. Old stamp pan. But then again, it could be like $9,000 because it's an MR2.
We'll just see if Holly has a pan for it.
Yeah, we got a swap pan. Actually, let's just put the LS in.
It's just a big.